Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setups for today. So I just want to start here on the weekly quickly. Have a look here. We have a weekly pin bar, but the only bit of structure that I can see is this fractal here from 2020. So you can see there is a bit of structure there. We've rejected it twice. We've got a pin bar and an inside bar on the weekly with the oscillators looking to cross over. This is starting to look like a bit of a top. So if you start drilling down to the 8 hour, well, what triggers that top? It's a break and retest of this double bottom here. Sorry, double top. So this is the area we're watching. It's 15281. You can see up, diversions. Oscillators are already eased off. So that is the only bit of a worry that I've got at the moment. But doesn't necessarily mean that that is the end of the move. And you can see we are a little bit oversold here on the 3 hour as well. We do have quite a bit of support to the left, so it could impact price action at the moment. But this to me is really starting to look like a little bit of a top. So with that bias in mind, the next thing to do is to pay attention to the lower time frames and to see what is transpiring there. So firstly, I have no interest in going short here, not with all the oscillators grouped to the downside. That would just be foolish. So rather be patient and wait for something to transpire. Now we do have this weekly gap which has a chance of closing, and then you also have some structure here. I'm going to put both levels in. Something like that. So right in amongst the moving averages here, that would be at the extreme. I think this is more likely what we need to pay attention to, 15,376. So if we reject off there, that would give us a move down. And that to me would be strong move down range, and then we'd be looking for a break of that range. We don't want this range to go on longer than 20 bars. We're probably close there already. So we had 16 bars now, so basically you have to wait and see what happens at the open. So either this gap gets filled and then rejection off here, or a rejection higher up. You can probably watch this on the 15-minute, because that's going to give you the structure you want. So you can see this would be ideal, but if you're looking at this area here, that is also a possibility, 15,329. So the trick with this, if we just get to the hour, is because we're anticipating a break of this double top neckline, the trick with this at the moment is not to just jump in. You want to wait for structure. So you can see we've got quite a few areas here, and if you're going to jump in here, you're going to end up with a stop. It's 172 points, and it's guaranteed to come against you and stress you out. So you wait for one of these levels to come, wait for the level to be tagged, and then you have a much tighter stop loss, less stress, and then you're anticipating a move to the downside. What are you anticipating? Remember, we are looking at this at a double top. So do that, put a level in there, and you come back to the 8 hour and see what is there. Absolutely nothing. Double check there's nothing on the weekly. Okay, so I lie. On the weekly, there's quite a bit of structure here. So, and that would also be the weekly flag. But for me, there's even more downside here. So there's there, and we also have the yearly gap. Well, that is quite far away. So first target for this setup at the moment is 14,912, and then we're looking at 14,696. So that's kind of my view at the moment. I'm leaning towards a bearish stance right now, but we need to wait for Europe to open, and so long as we stay below the moving averages on the 15-minute, that's going to give you your trade to the downside. If we start getting up above the structure I've given you, all bets are off. Then it's more than likely going to start forming a range, and then we're going to be heading back to the top of the range. So that's kind of the outlook I have at the moment. Just bear in mind, the higher time frames from the hour, you can see the oscillator starting to grip the downside away from, quite far away from the moving averages. 3 hour, we haven't got a moving average crossover, and we've got a grouping of the oscillators, so that's not bearish at all. And 8 hour, we've separated a bit, we're pointing down, but again, we're above the moving averages. So even this move to 14,900 or 14,912, it would still be in a pretty solid uptrend. Okay, so that's kind of my view this morning. Favoring a bearish setup, but again, I want to see structure, so I want to see price action off this level here at 15,329 or as high as 15,376. Start getting up above 15,400 and building a base above there. Bearish bets are off, and then we're looking to build a case to the upside, more than likely to the top of the range. But I think this double top is going to play out if I just look at what's going on in Forex at the moment. Anyway, that's kind of my view this morning. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.